This here is a new microphone. I'm still working out the kinks, so if I sound a little funky, I hope you like it. Do you like horror movies? I do. I like all things horror, video games and movies alike. As a whore as a whore, and as a member of the horror community, it's easy to see that we have kind of been getting starved on all things horror. From movies like War of the Worlds. Have you seen that new movie? I didn't even watch it. I watched the trailer and I knew that War of the Worlds was going to be fat garbage. Well, recently I went to go watch Weapons. Anyone that has seen my recent video where I talk about bad luck at movie theaters and my experience with them knows that I went to go watch Weapons, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that movie because it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not a bad movie. It's a new MO. It's not relying on what Hollywood likes to do, where they remake, like, for example, Final Destination. They literally had a Final Destination, the final chapter. I might be getting that confused with Saw, because I know the Saw had a Saw the final chapter, but then they come out with Saw 10. They didn't do that. This is a brand new MO, and they didn't do terrible on the MO itself. I don't think they're going to make a sequel on it. I will be surprised if they made a sequel on it, because it just seems like the movie kind of ends, and that's that. Everything was found out. If you don't know what movie I'm talking about, I can give you a little bit of a description without spoiling it. I'm going to try not to spoil it for people that have not seen it yet. But anyways, the movie is about a teacher and her students. All but one of her students just miraculously disappeared into the night. And by disappeared, I literally mean that they got out of bed, each and every one of them, and they just went down, opened the front door, and fucking sprinted out into the night. And they didn't do a normal sprint. They did a goofy ass. I'm going to give you a little demonstration on how they ran. They got up and they fucking, they pulled a Naruto. Like this. They fucking sprinted away. You know what I mean? Anyways, a lot of the parents, they're blaming that one teacher. The teacher's name is Justine, and Justine kind of gets harassed throughout not the whole movie, but throughout the movie, she does get harassed. So she gets harassed throughout the movie by one parent in particular. He's just looking for his son, and he blames her wholeheartedly. No questions. This movie, though, I wouldn't really call a horror movie per se. I mean, it's got horror aspects. I guess it just doesn't live up to my standard of horror, because I've seen a lot of fucked up movies, like a lot of horror movies. You know, I would consider horror to be like just gnarly, messed up. Like even Insidious, I wouldn't really consider a horror movie. That's more like just a scary movie. Conjuring, though, that's a horror movie. That one actually scared me. The second one, third, I mean, this isn't even about The Conjuring. Let's not backtrack. This is more like a mystery thriller kind of movie. It's got horror aspects in it. You will see blood. You will see some questionable, shocking things. The movie is got the tone. Really, it's got more of the atmosphere and the music. The cinematography is just executed very well in this movie in particular. It doesn't really rely on like cheap jump scares. It doesn't rely on shock value to scare their audience. It didn't scare me, but there's moments when so there was moments in the movie that I would consider to be scary with a younger version of myself. But to me, like now with my age, it wasn't too scary for me. And when it does have moments like that with the shock and the jump scares, it doesn't feel out of place. It feels just right. It makes sense. It wasn't really scary, at least in my opinion. So with the mystery aspect of Weapons, the build up to the big reveal was a lot more compelling to me than the actual reveal itself. That doesn't mean that this movie wasn't good. It's always a challenge, especially with mystery writers, to have a good big reveal when there's so much pressure on that reveal itself. So I don't envy those writers at all. As for the acting, phenomenal. They got Mr. Wong, Dr. Wong, or whoever you want to. I don't know if it's Mr. or Doctor, but Wong from Doctor Strange. They got him in this movie, and he's great. He's an amazing actor. I loved his character in this movie. And then the teacher actor, the teacher actress, Julia Garner, she is phenomenal. Same with Josh Brolin. He's the guy that plays as the parent that kind of harasses the teacher. And I think that all the actors and actresses did great. I love how complicated all the characters are. You get Julia's character, which is Justine. She's a teacher, of course, and she loves her students. You can see that when she's in the classroom and, she's interacting with them. She cares. But outside of that, she's just a big, messy person. Doesn't really help when all of her students disappear and the everybody's looking for her for answers. Has moments where this movie would backtrack to a time that we've already seen. Not in a bad way. They did this very well. If I had a movie to compare it to, it would be Vantage Point, which is kind of funny because after I watched the movie, I called my mom like 3 times asking, what movie is this? I watched it when we were younger. I think I was like maybe 10 when I had seen this movie. And Vantage Point is basically about an attempted assassination on the president, and it shows different vantage points from different characters that all lead up to the big shot. And once the bullet gets shot, it goes back in time to a different perspective. I like these kinds of movies when it's done well. And this movie does do it well because it keeps the story linear while also being able to backtrack and show a different part. There were moments where it would go back, show a different perspective, and you'd be like, okay, where is this leading to? And a lot of the times it's like, aha, okay, that makes sense. I could see where this was leading to. But sometimes it falls flat. The movie also isn't just keeping a serious tone the whole time. There are funny moments that I particularly enjoyed. And the funny moments are mainly between a police officer, which is one of the main characters, and a crackhead. The crackhead's trying to get some crack. My guy is fiending for some crack. He's fiending so hard, it shows you the amount of hustle that crackheads have. This movie portrays that very well. This dude is going at it, doing anything that he can to get himself a little bit of money. It doesn't matter. And it's a funny thing. The police officer and him run into each other multiple times. The police officer chases his ass, and they don't like each other, of course, but they have a nice little duo dynamic going on for them. So to recap, this is a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie, but it's a good movie. I think it is worth going to go watch. I didn't find myself sleepy or bored or just like feeling like I wasted my money. I feel like it's a good watch. If you like mystery thrillers with some horror aspects, I feel like this is a good movie that you should go see. Now, to put this on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to slap this a big fat 7. It's going to be a 7 out of 10. It's not going to be an 8 or lower than a 7 because it is a good movie. The reason it's a 7 is because it just wasn't scary to me. It didn't feel like a horror movie. It felt like a mystery, a thriller, It was thrilling. It just wasn't scary. So that's my thoughts on Weapons. If you'd seen the movie, go ahead and let me know down in the comments if you agree or if you think otherwise, or if you're going to go watch it, let me know. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video and you like this review, just go ahead and leave a like and a subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. Yeah. Have a good day. Thank you. Love you all. Good talking.